Could I start with a quick question for CJ about, and I apologize if you already asked about the game the other day, but it was a good one for yourself.
Thank you.
Give us any observations on how that felt.
Yeah, I just had a lot of fun. I just really enjoyed the experience, and it was really unique for me, having a lot of time spent in this rink last year and practicing. So to have my first game time in the rink where I've gotten to do a lot of work, surrounded by a lot of people that have seen me through that, was really special and really personal, and just really grateful and enjoyed the experience.
At least one amazing save in the overtime, and how good did that feel?
Thank you. Yeah, that one. I think pressure situations are always a little bit more fun, because the game is on the line always in the regular time, but OT is just a little bit more fiery. So to have one like that in overtime was just good for my hockey heart.
Yeah, we're pleased with how the first one went. Obviously, we'd like a better result. That's really not the focus right now. You're just trying to give different people an opportunity. It also brings a lot of video. I'm just finishing up a little bit of a game review video that I'll send out here as soon as this is over, and then so it just gives you some things to work on, probably adjust your focus heading into the regular season. But a lot of conversations with Gina, and obviously Gina has a tough task here finalizing the lineup, but that's what we're looking for out of these two games, is give some people some valuable experience, but also it's great for a selection process as well. She's a great player, a great person. I expect her to be very dynamic, much like she is when she's playing with the national team. Would much rather have her on her team than play against her, but also looking forward to that challenge, and I think our players will be up for that. I think they'll give her a hard game and make things difficult on her, and good experience too to actually play against her in an exhibition game, so we can see what it's going to be like in the regular season. Yeah, I think that day, that game, that week, that month was so emotional. I think for a lot of people, just special. I think a lot of things that have happened since then, or even prior to that, to make that possible. Now where we're at is it's what I think everybody has wished for and hoped for, and I think it's also important to just be appreciative of where it's gone. Although it's something that has been well earned and deserved, it doesn't mean you can't step back and just actually appreciate all the work that's been done behind the scenes to make it possible. And to be honest, I think the appreciation that I have is that I do think it's ahead of where I anticipated it being at this point. So I appreciate all the work that the athletes have done, that the league has done behind the scenes to even make it possible and get us to where we're at today.
Yeah, from a player perspective, January 1st last year was and will be probably the most monumental game I'm ever a part of or I'll ever play in. And I think that it's really cool to see all the work that the players put in before me. Luckily, I got to come right out of college and I stepped into a professional league. There are so many girls before me who didn't have that, and they had to fight for this league. So to be able to see it turn out the way it did, and the amount of support we got from fans and all the staff members, from everybody, you guys even reporting on our game, we're appreciative of all those things. So just to see how far the game has come since January 1st last year and how much we still are going to keep growing, it's just exciting, and it's so fun to be a part of.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. It was just kind of the beginning of, it's not the beginning of it all, but it was just such an emotional, special day, and it just keeps growing, and it's not surprising, but it's just awesome getting to experience the new highs that come with, I think how contagious this league is, and the love and the contribution that people just keep putting more into it, and you're just seeing it flourish.
Yeah, definitely more confident being at the second training camp than the first. Obviously, last year was a new experience for everyone. Training camp was 6 weeks instead of 2 weeks, so obviously I had a lot of time to get to know my teammates, my staff, so I felt pretty comfortable from the start last year. But being able to walk into a familiar environment with the same girls, the same staff all around, just makes you feel more confident, and you're able to breathe a little bit more and just enjoy your time on the ice and not worry about the little things as much.
Could I ask a lineup question? If Jessie's skating today, maybe she's not playing on that big line. Can you speak to
Big.
Or how did you think that line?
Power.
I don't think I had a chance
Big
to
line.
ask you your impressions, or at least a couple shifts where they're they were really noticeable. So has that line got somebody else on the wing today?
Yeah, a lot of times in exhibition games, like our approach has been, we're playing some people that some decisions still have to be made. Obviously, yesterday we sat with Turnbull's line and Nurse, and we're comfortable where Compher is in her game right now. So to sit out is not like a sit out in a regular season situation. So we just want to give some different people opportunities, and sometimes switching from the wing to center for some players just to see how they respond to that in sort of our last exhibition game.
How's that line feel for you? I mean, you kind of laughed. I think that's what we're calling it. I'm not going to
Powerful.
line.
Powerful.
line.
Power forward line.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun on that line. Obviously, I've played with Hannah Miller before, so kind of knew what to expect there. I've never played with Jules before, but I've watched her play before, and just being on the ice with her, it's fun to see kind of how she thinks the game. Obviously, she's a very good player. You've seen it at all levels, college, national teams, so I'm excited to see what she can bring to our lineup this year, and obviously how she'll succeed throughout this first season.
It's pretty neat. That line has, each player on that line has obviously a big chunk of their career played in the middle, but they've all had some experience on the wing as well. So there's some valuable, or it could be valuable there to have it so interchangeable. Like if there's a face-off on the left side versus the right side, we got a righty that can take it, we got a lefty that can take it. So yeah, it can be valuable if chemistry forms. We juggled it around, yeah, to be determined. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, getting to work with her for the entirety of a year. We actually knew each other as, kids. I think we were 17 when we first met. So to have kind of a full circle moment where we came together last year, almost 10 years later, and rekindle and then build that friendship over a year. But the real privilege is being able to work with such a pro every day, right? And one of the things that I really admire about Soup is her attention to detail and her habits. Like she just lives and breathes being a hockey player, and being around that is really invigorating to my own practice, and it's fun to watch her. But she's calm, she's steady, she thinks about the things that matter, and to learn from her every day, it's huge for me coming in this year. Like last year, it was I had confidence in a different way, but I think being around for a year and working with the staff that we have really found my feet under me, and Soupy's a big part of that, of her support and the way that she practices her craft, and to just be involved in that it's easy to do my job too.
Yeah, it's fun to play with her for sure. Obviously, you've seen it, she can score, but she can also get in the corners, win her battles. She does the little things right, but we're pretty good friends, so it makes it easy to communicate on the bench. Being road roommates last year obviously makes it a lot easier to talk about things on the ice, and we're pretty open, like, hey, why don't we try this? Little things like that makes it fun. But yeah, I've enjoyed playing with her, so we'll see how that goes.
I've always wanted to see a team in Halifax. I think Maritimers have been hungry for a pro hockey team. And, kind of an obvious answer, but I think the Maritimers always show up when we're hosting stuff. So there's a part of me that was really hoping for a spot in Halifax, but really stoked for Quebec City. It's not super far from my hometown, and I know that we're not playing there, but it's a wonderful city, and it's really cool to see them get a game along with everybody else. But I haven't been to the two cities we're going to, so I'm stoked to get to go out there.
Yeah, I'm a bit biased, but Chicago would be pretty fun. It's a pretty fun hockey city, so I think that if a team ended up in Chicago, that would be awesome for this league.
Troy, you got?
I'm just excited for expansion. I will give that. Obviously the Halifax thing would be really interesting for me, just being from Halifax. I think it's a great city, but all the cities they're talking about are wonderful hockey cities. And even Chicago.
Yeah, great hot dogs there here.
Yeah, obviously they broke a world record last year. Just shows the kind of hockey city they are, but the Red Wings, for me personally, have been nothing but supportive of women's hockey. There's been different breaks, all-star break for us last year before our season started this year. Went up to their home opener, needed a place to skate. Their skills coach jumped on the ice with me. They put me in Red Wings gear. They hosted me as they would if another professional athlete came in the door. So very thankful what the Red Wings have done for us, and it's just kind of a testament of what hockey means to them in the city of Detroit.